What's going on, everybody? Pete Simonetti here for NYYU. Guys, I gotta take some time out my day to speak on a John Heyman article written about Dave Dombrowski. So I'm going to switch over immediately, show you guys the screen on what I'm talking about, and then we'll get right into it. So here's my quote tweet of the New York Post sports article, written again by John Heyman. That's right, Yankees, this is the way. Here's a couple of clips from that article. One high-ranking rival exec summed up Dombrowski, aiming to make it back to the World Series for a sixth time. Dave is the best. He doesn't go for that bullshit. Analytics are great. No letters, please, because people tend to flip out if you discuss anything about analytics. But Dombrowski still seems proud to stress good old-fashioned scouting. He uses analytics, but he doesn't overdo it. He also emphasizes personality and fit for the clubhouse and the city. So again, this is the article right here from the New York Post Sports. Again, John Heyman. You guys can go ahead and find that on my quote tweet and read about it. So why do I find this to be important, folks? Well, it's something I have been talking about for quite some time now. Analytics is weird. It's kind of like politics. You got to be on one side of the aisle unless you're the enemy. It can't be down the middle. You can't be a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. Can't take a little of that ideology, bring it over to my ideology. Doesn't work that way with analytics. It's very, very weird. A lot of times it's new school versus old school. And I've always said, to me, it is a common sense approach. And one thing about me and the way I live my life, I feel like common sense answers a lot of questions, a lot of debates, no matter what it is. It's typically common sense, right? So I can go to somebody and go, analytics is good because it tells part of the story. So I could really base a lot of this off, but a lot of it could be useless. Batting average, clubhouse personalities, advanced scouting, knowing who the person is that you might be bringing over to your club, that sometimes could indeed be bigger than the numbers. So again, it is a common sense approach, also suited to an individual. That is something people don't seem to understand. Analytics needs to suit the individual. You can't sit there and go, look, I'm going to focus on everybody on my team having a better launch angle, hitting the ball further, better exit velocities, and that's going to give them a better expected batting average. Now that 1 through 9 is going to be great, but your 1 through 9 are not all the same hitters. You got some guys on that could hit 205 and hit 30 homers a year. That could be helpful to you. But you'll have some of your guys out there like your Cody Bellingers, your Luis Arraez, these guys that can hit over 300, but then you go, why is their exit velocity not one of the top in the leagues? Because not everybody's the same. And yes, there will be certain aspects of certain players that you do want to base analytics off of a little more if you're looking to bring them in. But one thing numbers never tell you is who that person is. That's why I love the quote right here at the end. He also emphasizes personality and fit. This is something the New York Yankees used to be very big on. So I got to shout out Kevin Kernan of Ball 9 right now, because I did an interview with Kevin Kernan. This is after Joey Gallo was already a Yankee. And Kevin Kernan said it flat out. This was a pure analytic move, because if pro scouting had anything to do with this decision, he would not be a Yankee, because they would have told him it's going to be too much for him. Playing in New York will be way too much for this guy. And the Yankees have kind of put that behind him because they used to believe in this. If you remember, the Yankees used to believe in that. Clubhouse fits, presence in the clubhouse. What are they going to bring to the team? That is the way to go about it, guys. Again, I always talk about this. This is not reinventing the wheel. This is not me going, hey, look, NYY, you've been telling you this for a while. We're smarter than everybody else. Not at all. Not at all. This is simply something that has been there for a long time. Yes, you can make your little personal adjustments to it, but this idea that you are fully going head first with analytics, it doesn't work, guys, because there is a common sense approach. There is a human element to the game. Again, don't take my word for it. You got rival executives in general who know Dombrowski for years. You got guys like Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez telling everybody, wow, a manager is going off his gut and feel. Can you believe that? Can you imagine that? We all know Nate Eovaldi had bases loaded, no outs. Let me ask you a serious question. Do you think Aaron Boone sticks with him? Some of you might say yes. I know the answer is no. He would have been out of the game. And that game yesterday probably looks a lot different. There was another game, I think with Mario and Kev, I was calling it. Who started that game? Might have been, it was game one, Monty Verlander. And Dusty Baker had the pen up, and I simply said, who's the better pitcher? Verlander was the better pitcher. He stuck with Verlander. He gave him a base hit. But that, in my opinion, is still the right move. Now, they did get out of that, but it's still the right move. A lot of times, folks, baseball is a personality game. It is a game of gut feeling. It is a game of this is the move I got to make now. But you got to have a balance of that. So am I going to sit here and tell you analytics are bad? No, I've never said that. I've never been against analytics. It's numbers. It's part of the conversation. The problem is when you feel like analytics alone can get you to the promised land, and that is going to build your club. Again, there's a reason you got Bruce Bochy, Dusty Baker, Rob Thompson, and Torey Lovullo as the final four guys. These are guys that know how to balance it. These are guys that know what to keep away. Hell, there's been stories about Dusty Baker telling the former GM, Click, whatever the hell his name was, no, your shit doesn't come down here. Stay away. I make the batting orders, not you. And there was a rift. That's why he's no longer there. And Dusty Baker is. They know what was more valuable. So again, this is happening. We're having a Phillies conversation on how they're running their organization on a New York Yankees channel. Because Yankees, get back into the game. You guys used to do business this way. You used to do business this way until Mike Fishman won a couple of fantasy baseball tournaments, and you guys decided to make him the do-all end all. And Brian Cashman has dove in the pool with Fishman swimming around with his little gills. Okay? Enough is enough. Get back to being smart again, guys. See you later tonight for game season.
Can't make a promise, but I do my best. 25 sitting on 25 racks. Just got started, no, we ain't done yet. Bought a new crib, that's a goddamn flex. Sign that check. Told them last year that I been up next. Can't take calls, but I send that text. From way downtown, but the shit's still wet.